In the 18th century, on merchant ships and naval ships reaching out into the vast ocean, a mysterious story began to spread among the crews. It's a story about a giant creature, a terrible octopus with terrifying power. It's called the Kraken, a name that makes sailors tremble in fear just hearing it. The Kraken's terrifying appearance. According to descriptions told by survivors after encountering the monster, the Kraken is no ordinary creature. It was a giant octopus with unimaginably long tentacles, said to be up to 30 to 50 meters long. Each of the Kraken's tentacles can wrap around a large ship, constricting it like an iron ring, dragging it to the depths of the sea. When the Kraken emerged from the water, the sailors saw a giant shape standing out in the vast ocean, like a mobile island. The Kraken's tentacles can be as long as a steel cable, filled with bright red blood vessels, making it look like a giant monster reaching out from the depths of the sea. These tentacles can reach hundreds of meters away, engulfing any ship that dares to enter its territory. Each tentacle is covered with a thick, slimy skin and has sharp spikes underneath, making it easy for it to cling to ships or any objects when it attacks. When the Kraken emerged from the water, sailors often saw a giant wave, leaving deep scratches on the sea surface. They describe its appearance as a giant mountain rising from the bottom of the sea, a nightmare existing above the water. The Kraken surface was covered with translucent markings, like snake scales, glistening in the sunlight. However, no one dared to come close to observe closely, because survival when confronting the Kraken was unimaginable. Terrifying attack. One of the most famous stories about the Kraken is about the ship the Swan, a merchant ship that sailed from the port of Liverpool in 1793. While passing through a sea famous for strange phenomena, the sailors on board suddenly saw a strong force pulling the ship underwater. Huge tentacles, covered in mucus, had wrapped tightly around the side of the ship. The ship twisted and groaned under the Kraken's weight. In just a split second, the ship was pulled to the bottom of the sea. The lucky sailors who survived witnessed a horrifying scene: a giant octopus with eyes as bright as fire and red veins all over its body, like a ghostly creature coming from the depths of the ocean. From then on, the story of the Kraken became not just a rumor but a warning. Sailors on ships passing through those waters were always cautious, and reminders of the presence of a giant monster entered their nautical songs. Evidence of Kraken in history. Although many stories about the Kraken are considered myths, some actual events and reports still cast doubt on the creature's existence. During the 18th and 19th centuries, sailors on merchant ships from Scandinavia to North America reported sightings of giant octopuses, whose size far exceeded any octopus they knew of. Some reports even described ships being attacked, entangled in large tentacles and dragged to the bottom of the sea. An 1875 article in the New York Times describes a Kraken attack on a French merchant ship. According to the article, this ship encountered a giant creature with long tentacles that wrapped around the ship and pulled it into the sea. Although this article cannot be verified, modern scientists suggest that it may have been an encounter with a true giant octopus, such as Architeuthis Dux, a giant octopus that lives at high altitudes. Deep. The truly giant octopus, Architeuthis Dux. Modern research has discovered the giant octopus Architeuthis Dux, which can reach a length of more than 15 meters. However, this creature lives thousands of meters below the seabed, making it very difficult to observe and study. This species may have been one of the inspirations for the legend of the Kraken, as sailors described never-before-seen giant octopuses. Report of the sailors. One of the most famous reports came from a sailor named Abraham W. Hansen, who wrote about his encounter with a giant creature off the coast of Iceland in 1853. According to his description, the animal which he saw could be twice the size of his ship, with long, veiny tentacles wrapping around his ship. Although Hansen and his comrades were not attacked, they had to flee to avoid being dragged into the sea. This event was reported in several prominent naval newspapers at the time. However, over the past decades, researchers have continued to search for authentic evidence about the Kraken. Creatures such as giant octopuses, giant squids, like the giant squid Octopus, which can grow up to 10 m in length, and others may still be the source of the legend of the Kraken. One of the things that makes it difficult for scientists is that these creatures often live at great depths under the sea, making research and recording extremely difficult. Discovery of modern science. Recently, in 2005, a group of scientists from Japan filmed a rare scene, a giant octopus swimming in the deep sea near the Ogasawara Islands. This video has caused a stir in the scientific community, as for the first time people can admire this creature in the wild. Scientists have recorded characteristics very similar to descriptions of the Kraken in ancient stories. Besides, recent research also shows that giant octopuses can live at depths of up to 1,000 meters under the sea, where light cannot penetrate. Therefore, encountering these creatures near shore is extremely rare and difficult to confirm immediately. Whether or not the Kraken actually exists as a giant and terrifying creature, the legend of this monster continues to excite the human imagination. Every time we mention Kraken, we not only remember mysterious stories, but also a part of ocean scientific discovery. Does the monster really exist in the depths of the ocean, or is it just a product of imagination? Perhaps we can only continue to be confused and never find a complete answer.